The UFC commentator Joe Rogan said on his podcast that Frankie Edgar should face Conor McGregor for the featherweight title next. He said, "Frankie Edgar doesn't get tired. He keeps coming forward. His wrestling and his footwork are sensational." He said that Jose Aldo needs a spectacular win in order to fight for the title again. He also said that the UFC should match him up with number 4 featherweight Max Holloway for the next contender for the belt. Nate Diaz feels disrespected by the UFC, the fans, and everybody else who are making excuses for Conor McGregor's loss. When Nate Diaz was asked about fighting Robbie Lawler and George St. Pierre, he said that his brother Nick Diaz is coming back and those are his fights. UFC President Dana White says Nate Diaz made way more than $1 million over his victory over Conor McGregor at UFC 196. Boxing champion Tyson Fury tweeted that Holly Holm showed more balls than Conor McGregor and also tweeted that boxing is the ultimate combat sport. Welterweight contender Rory Macdonald says he will not renew his contract after him and the UFC didn't come to an agreement. He believes that he is worth more than what the UFC was offering. He will test free agency after his next fight. When Ronda Rousey lost her last fight to Holly Holm by knockout at UFC 193, she severely damaged her mouth. Now Ronda Rousey says her mouth is fully recovered and can now bite apples again. UFC fighters Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm and Michelle Waterson have been listed amongst the world's top crushes of the year for the Ask Men magazine. Anyone can vote, so go ahead and vote for your favorite. The link is in the description below. Nick Diaz posts this picture on his Twitter to pay tribute to his younger brother's win. It looks like pop star Justin Bieber is down to corner Conor McGregor in his next fight after his latest post from his Instagram. Rashad Evans said on the MMA Hour that if Daniel Cormier loses to John Jones at UFC 197, he should consider retirement. The UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold had a response for Chris Weidman saying Luke Rockhold's win was a fluke. He posted this on his Twitter, "Nothing is given, no such thing as a fluke in this game." With rumours of Chael Sonnen making a comeback, he told Submission Radio that he's not coming out of retirement, but mentioned he would only come back for the right fight. Tony Ferguson says he will finish Khabib Nurmagomedov via Peruvian necktie. Carlos Condit is campaigning for a Robbie Lawler rematch at UFC 200. Eddie Alvarez wants the UFC lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos at UFC 200. World Series of Fighting lightweight champion Justin Gaethje has been given an indefinite suspension for his unsportsmanlike conduct after doing his signature backflip following his victory over Brian Foster at World Series of Fighting 29. This brave young man takes Chuck Liddell's daughter to her first dance. Nick Diaz gets his own personalized bong, and Mauricio Shogun Rua vs Corey Anderson has been announced for UFC 198. Thank you for watching this MMA quick update. Stay tuned for this week's MMA release. Thank you.